Cruis'n, yeah! Cruis'n USA, yeah! Hey Jessica, have you ever played Cruis'n USA for the Nintendo 64?
A while ago, yeah.
Oh, I love that game. And now, since we're out on the open road, just zooming on by, I thought it'd be a good opportunity to talk about that awesome game.
While the hardcore might think of the arcade version, I think the game got most of its recognition when it was ported to the Nintendo 64. To which, fun fact, it was originally supposed to be one of the Nintendo 64's launch titles, but didn't make it in time. So how is it? Well, you get to choose between 4 muscle cars. I always pick the default. I don't know, just my thing. And the controls are kind of, how do I say this? Turned around for an N64 game. Let me explain. For some games, like Mario Kart and Diddy Kong Racing, A accelerates. So those controls are kind of engraved into gamers' memories. If you're playing an N64 racing game, you instinctively push that button first. But with Cruis'n USA, Z accelerates your car. And that can take a little getting used to, but you do have the option to change it if that's easier for you. Now for the levels, you can't just pick individual tracks right away. You need to race across the United States first, and as you do, you unlock different levels that you can then play individually. And you would think that to progress, you would need to reach at least the top 3 spots. But no! If you don't get first place, you repeat the stage. Wow. Cruis'n USA doesn't pull any punches, and some of the tracks can be quite difficult. The Redwoods might as well be called the Pinball Forest. You go from 4 lanes to just 2, with many racers fighting for space. Death Valley is the same way. And while we're on the subject of Arizona, is there a Stargate somewhere in the Grand Canyon? Because you go from there to Mount Rushmore all the way up in South Dakota in under a minute. Jeez, to heck with the Hyperloop, Cruis'n USA's cars got this travel thing figured out. The one thing that was the most memorable for me about this game was going through Iowa. If you drive in first-person mode, a variety of stage hazards can happen, such as you can hear and see birds flying overhead, and then they unleash their bowels on you. All over the windshield, man! Ah! And then there's the flies. Occasionally you'll get one smashing into you, but on rare occasions, you can hit an entire swarm. Ah, they're everywhere! And of course, probably the most iconic part of the game, the pretty lady presenting you a trophy. I always wondered who this person was, but a quick Google search reveals Shyla Fox, an adult film actor. Wow, we have a Nintendo game with a porn star in it. That is freaking awesome. And how about these people staying at the finish line? These are some pretty ballsy bystanders to stand in front of these rocketing machines. You go from 200 to 0 in a second. I for real think that would tear the car apart. Seriously, someone get MatPat on that. Game theory the heck out of that. But of course, since it's Nintendo, they did censor some things. Why they didn't replace or delete an adult film actress is anyone's guess, but at the very least they did change her clothes, because before she looked like this. But, you know, I might just be looking at this as an adult now, but how she looks originally really isn't that bad compared to some games nowadays. But I will say it's kind of strange that they covered her up more, but left the girl who waves the flag almost completely naked. Maybe they overlooked that part. And then there's the ending. On the Nintendo 64, you have the new car that you unlocked, or your current car, sitting on top of the White House. But in the arcade version, Bill Clinton, Hillary, and an unknown woman, Monica Lewinsky maybe, are inviting you to have fun in the hot tub. And who doesn't want to hang with Bill Clinton? What a party animal.
Wouldn't you want to chill in the hot tub with Bill Clinton?
Probably not.
Well, I do. I want all of that 90s stuff going on. I want the Backstreet Boys playing in the background. I want to be sipping an Ecto Cooler and a Squeeze It in this hand.
Okay.
Go play Cruis'n USA.